Hi everyone, Kelt here. Harry has been summoned back to the Queen as she apparently wants to give him a good telling off. Just how many summonings and telling offs has he actually had? I seem to remember Prince Charles summoning Harry back some while ago, and also I remember Her Majesty the Queen ordering him back a few months ago as well. So was Harry refusing to respond previously? And now they've made it very public so that now he's being ordered back, it might actually have some effect. Reading an article here in The Sun about how Harry said years ago that he felt his life was slipping into total chaos, and this was before he met Meghan. So if it was chaos before, what is it now? Absolute disaster. So now he's confessed so many times about his mental health and said that he was close to a nervous breakdown. A new biography is claiming that his ex-girlfriend, Cressida Bonas, said he was damaged and self-absorbed. So God help him if Meghan decides to discard him, because I'm sure she will say more than him just being damaged and self-absorbed. All this being put out in these books is giving Meghan ammunition to use against Harry when she decides to post the wedding rings back to him, as seems to be her style. Now Meghan is charging £1,700 to appear at online events. All she will be doing is talking about courageous leadership, which is basically taking over the conversation and spouting a load of word salad, and sharing how she learned to lead on a global stage, which really means how to marry a prince and use your position to promote your own often plagiarized ideas. People are asking, how can she lead on a global scale? How can she charge that much? Actually, her photo ops, her merchandising, her values are all being questioned. Regarding Harry coming back, and I actually thought he's always been here, it seems as if he's being frog-marched back to Frogmore Cottage. They're saying that Harry could be back within weeks. Again, I believe he's always been here. Regarding Meghan charging people so much to appear on video, it would be good if people just didn't invite her. It's a lot of money, and many are saying that she just doesn't have anything to offer. So she's going to teach the next generation how she leads on the global stage. Well, we've only seen her on a global stage a few times, and she always says the same old things. She tends to revert back to her go-to testimony about changing the course of history by complaining about a brand of soap. In this recent interview that she and Harry did, she brought up the subject of the criticism they received from the South African tour. She said that people connected in a huge way with her comments when she was asked if she was okay, and she replied in the negative. She is now trying to paint this in a positive way by saying that it helps relate to others who are not doing so well and want to be asked how they're doing. I still can't believe that she's charging £1,700 to make speeches like this. How deluded to think that her South Africa comments were justified. They were criticised because she complained about her privileged life against a backdrop of deprivation and pain, and most people were disgusted with that. People are saying, why are we giving them airtime? Why are we talking about them and giving them the attention they want? I think it's actually a good thing. By talking about them and pointing out everything good and bad, it's keeping them in the headlines so that when the newspapers dig deep for the court case, everything will have been looked into, and the majority of the general public will be a lot less sympathetic towards her because they will be sick of reading about her in every newspaper and magazine. Again, Meghan is slap bang in the middle of the sofa in this interview, and Harry is squashed to the side. He also looks his usual miserable self. She, as we can all see, is turning into a Kardashian. The video filters have taken away all her facial characteristics, her freckles, which her father told her to proudly embrace and show off as they were her stars at night. And the mole, or rather the beauty spot above her lip, is not there. In fact, she looks almost like a different person. In fact, we really wouldn't know if it was someone else. We're so used to the changes she's made in her physical appearance. A lot of famous people are looking different, and it's been said that they use body doubles a lot. You only need to see a person a couple of times with alterations to get used to their appearance, and after a few times you accept it, so that when you do see the actual original, you really notice the difference. It's amazing what people can get used to. Meghan seems to constantly watch Harry intently when he speaks. It's as if she's making sure he sticks to the words that she has instructed him and the necessary body language to accompany it. He really does look like a hostage most of the time, especially when he sort of zones out when she's not looking at him. It seems as if Meghan is just revealing arrogance rather than knowledge, and Harry seems completely disconnected from her. Why does Meghan use the term layers upon layers upon layers in every speech? She's running out of clever things to say, and most of us can see that she's just recycling bits of old speeches and sayings and snippets of things she's heard others say, and has made a quick knocked-together patchwork-type word salad speech, which is basically meaningless. She thinks by stirring it up a little and adding a few extra words we won't notice. Meghan says that she's in awe of this woman. So she should be. She could learn so much from her. Why does Meghan bring it all back to her being the victim? She made the mental health issue with the vulnerable children all about her, and people are noticing this and embarrassed by Meghan's blatant self-importance. It's also being asked, why did Malala invite Harry and Meghan to join the conversation in the first place? She is campaigning for an important cause, which she nearly lost her life over, and Harry and Meghan just want to be seen and heard and will use any person or cause to achieve that. It is becoming quite weird. Meghan's saying that she was the most trolled person in 2019 is not strictly true. She was the most criticised person in 2019, which is very different and quite justified when you are a member of the British royal family. You can't have it both ways. It's quite funny that Meghan calls it trolling when it's actually being called out. Mail headlines were talking about Prince Harry using over-expansive, Trump-like gestures to stress his personal epiphany. It looks basically like a performing monkey with its owner sat watching it like a hawk. It's being said that it's obvious that Meghan trains Harry how to move his hands, how to speak, what to say, how to look and how to dress. How very sad, if true. I love the comment that Torre tweeted. He says, grinning Meghan Markle, one of the most ruthless self-publicists on the planet, tells millions of viewers that being criticised online is almost unsurvivable. Then she organises a high-profile PR link-up with Malala Yousafzai, who literally survived. There is no comparison between the two women. It is like night and day. One looks natural and doesn't need to use Zoom filters or pretend to be something she's not. Meghan's excuse is that she was tired in her not okay interview. There is no excuse. Most of us get tired, but we don't throw hot tea at our personal assistant. Meghan gives these teenagers she talks to no real encouragement because she is so focused on herself and brings the conversation back to herself, so that it's as if she's saying, do as I do, be like me, and she just uses empty words. Recent advice that Victoria Beckham allegedly gave Meghan was to show people her authentic self. This is something that Victoria did, which really worked for her, as people could see that she was not the miserable, non-smiling, almost mannequin-like type person they saw in public, but a fun-loving, real, self-effacing, hilariously witty and likeable person. It's impossible for Meghan to do this. It's being said because to show her authentic self, she would have to reveal the real person under all the layers she has, which are false layers, hiding a person with no empathy or compassion. Harry and Meghan are not qualified to give advice on mental health. Those children were there to bravely talk about their problems and issues that they face. And yet Meghan wasn't allowing that, but used that platform to talk about her own grief and her problems with being trolled and bullied in 2019. Meghan's discussing breastfeeding to teenagers was about as relevant and appropriate as it was when she was constantly stroking her belly in front of young, modest Muslim women who looked visibly uncomfortable at that time. So where is this going to go? Are we going to continue to see Meghan in the headlines all the time until the Daily Mail basically sort her out? Do you think that it could be a good thing that she is getting so much exposure? Do you think that this will backfire? Let me have your comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe to my channel, ding my bell for more alerts for more videos, like if you liked it, and share. Bye.